Hello, everyone. I would like to resume to my Hate On episodes. This one's about Gerald. Before we begin, please remember to subscribe to my video and check out my channel for other videos. The episode begins with Arnold and his friends performing tricks with their bikes. When Gerald shows up, he learns that they're doing this for a bike marathon for charity. When they wanted Gerald to do it with them, he turns them down and he came up with an excuse to not do it. Arnold went to Gerald's house to find out why. Eventually, Gerald reveals that he does not know how to ride a bike. His dad tried teaching him, but one day while he was talking to Harvey the mailman, Gerald, who had been training wheels at the time, ended up going down the hill as gravity took hold. The trauma of experiencing that event without having any control had made Gerald unwilling to learn to ride a bike again. Arnold, being a good friend, decided to help Gerald, and they would do the training in secret behind the tire warehouse so Gerald won't be laughed at by his classmates. Arnold made Gerald ride a little girl's bike with training wheels for practice. While doing this, Harold came across the training and he was so amused by what he was seeing that he had to inform the rest of their friends. Everybody, of course, laughed at the idea that Gerald, of all people, can't ride a bike, and they mock him when he shows up with Arnold. Arnold defends him, claiming that he can ride a bike, so Harold wants to see him at the marathon with no training wheels. The real training begins, and I like how it's like learning how to drive. Unfortunately, Gerald kept crashing without the training wheels. He expresses his anger at the end of the training to Arnold, who's trying to encourage him too much, but Arnold stands his ground and he tells Gerald that he knows that he can. At home, Gerald has a dream of being on a bike again as his dad is pushing him until his dad changes to Harold, who tosses Gerald off the hill. After waking up, Gerald has to resolve to conquer his fears as he approaches the same hill on his bike without any training wheels. As he was going down the hill, Gerald finally conquered his fears as the same experience feels different now that he was older and he was now ready. At the bike marathon, Harold and the other kids still doubt that Gerald wouldn't show up until he does, which shuts their mouth. The marathon begins and Gerald shows that not only can he ride his bike now, but he can climb the hill way faster than the others. He probably practiced that before the competition. He then approaches the hill that will end the game and he waits for Arnold while some of the other competitors pass him by. Once Arnold made it, not only did they breeze past the other kids, but Gerald came in first place looking super happy for his victory. My final thoughts on the episode is that without the trauma, Gerald reminds me of when I refuse to do something because people keep trying to force me to do it. One thing you all need to know about me, don't ever force me to do something because I will disappoint you every time. Liking certain creatures, the face is one of them. I do things at my own pace no matter who you are. Maybe I'm the type of person who needs to be in control of myself. Either way, the more you try to force something to happen, the more resentment that can be built since. That's where I can understand Gerald, who got a little mad at Arnold for doing way more than he should to get him to ride a bike. Arnold is a good friend, but speaking for Gerald to do the marathon without his consent was going a bit too far despite it was the only way to stop the mocking from their classmates. I love that Gerald conquered his fears. Like I said before, maybe it's because he's not older, so the experience that he felt when he was probably in the first grade felt different now that he was older and he had more control of himself and when no one is watching him. No matter the reasons, conquering your fear is one of the joys of life and it always feels rewarding when you do it. That's all, folks. Please like and subscribe to the channel for more.